Yeah, I know you got a lot of ARs. I get you, bro, but you're still buying them. You're watching this video, and if you're watching this video, that means you're in the market to purchase one, most probably. So Wyndham Armory is going to be bye-bye. DPMS went a long time ago, Bushmaster a long time ago, and there will be others, and there have been others. Now, TD and I, again, have ranted about this trend that will continue. The market is just, or was just, saturated. I don't know if there's that many guys buying guns. And a lot of you guys have your guns, and you're just kind of picking and choosing at this point. I get it. Let me give these manufacturers who are still trucking, kind of like Rock River Arms, that's a Rock River R Rage on the table. Not really the focus of this review, but I'm leaving it there for a point. But let me give them a pro tip from the Nut and Fancy Project to you. Give the customer what they want, not what you think they should want. A lot of manufacturers go down this road and they don't get it. They think that the customer wants A, B, C, or D when actually they want F, G, H, J, K, Y, Z, M, O, Q, all that other stuff. Now, the gun market, like the knife market, the watch market, the car market is constantly in flux. It's changing, but that's your job as a manufacturer to keep up with the trends. Okay, and what we see in a lot of the AR-15 production is basically the same thing over and over and over again. A black rifle, which I still don't mind personally, but some guys have an issue with it, and guys are just wanting something different. Again, as I alluded to, a lot of you guys are just picking and choosing your guns. You're like, well, you know, I got this. Maybe you got 5 ARs, and you won't mind adding like an upper end AR. You probably built 1 or 2. But I'm not going to say that something won't catch your eye and won't make you take the bait. It's kind of like fishing. The presentation has to be right. And manufacturers need to understand that. Now, it was reported that Henry Ford once said, I'm not sure if this is really true or not, but it was reported he said, if I would have asked people what they wanted, they would have asked for faster horses. Good quote. And it's used to identify the introduction of a new technology, to be visionary, and not necessarily go where a staid or stagnant market might take you. And there is some truth to that, definitely. But that was a new technology. That was the automobile. Now, how about these days? How about these days? So the automobile has been around a long time. I'm saying the same thing applies. Give the customer what he or she wants to make sales. Going back to the AR-15 world, totally plays. Give the customer what they want. And what guys want now is second cool in ARs. I think it has been pretty well established that in the realm of first cool capability and philosophy of use, most ARs deliver. They're adequately accurate, they're reliable, they're adequately, I should say, sufficiently lightweight, kind of like this Rock River Rage. Buy it with confidence, by the way. It's a great high value, excellent shooting AR-15. Has a tester scope on there, a worn mount. I'll put a link to this below. Really cool looking mount. Not the lightest mount around though. But yeah, this is a great gun. Buy it with confidence. But guys usually want something more than first cool now. And that's what we're talking about. Now, if we look at this Rock River Rage, you can see the company has done a couple things to make it more attractive, which are cost effective. And that's pretty important to note, because you can recommend a lot of things. Like the average viewer will like, why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Well, cost, and more cost. That's why. But here, Rock River elected to just put some tan furniture on, a tan fore-end on, and it does change the appearance of the gun somewhat. And it does something to change up the boring format of a black AR-15. Okay, so they're on the right track, and this is a value AR-15. It's not super expensive, and I think they did a great job. Well done. Now, for me, it really doesn't matter if an AR-15 is like pure black. I don't care, because I am a coating genius. I can coat anything and everything, and have done so in the Nut and Fancy project from its inception. Go check out the videos. This is not coated, by the way. Here comes the Stag 3G, but it's a black AR-15, and I did purchase this from Gunnies, a great American gun store. Thank you, Gunnies in Orem, Utah, for giving me this loaner Stag that we're going to be talking about here in a second. But we're looking at a black AR-15, and you might be surprised that I myself, being, you might say, jaded also with boring guns, bought this. That's because I know I can code it. I can change its appearance myself. I can turn it into whatever color I want. But it's work, it's time, it's money. Sometimes if it's already coated and it's a coating job that I like, I'm enthusiastic. And I've said that before on camera. I will continue to say that on camera. If an AR manufacturer, kind of like Aero Precision with their colorized upper and lower receivers, comes out with something cool, I'm going to just rave about them like that is really cool. Because again, I think in the mature AR-15 tactical carbine market, guys are mostly looking, not always, mostly looking for second cool. We'll come back to this gun because this other gun that I'm going to be reviewing, you saw the title, is a variation of this 3G. It's a variation. I almost did not review, well, I should say almost did not get and review this gun because it is a Stag 3G of sorts. But when I saw it in person, something clicked. I liked it. It's funky. It's different. It's a mixed mash of colors, a collision of colors, and yet it has a certain cohesion to it. Here comes a tabletop review on the Stag Arms Spectrum Stag 15. This one in that mustard FDE coloration. Do you like it? I know you do. Because I know you. I know my viewers. I know guys are looking at this and go, yeah, I like that. I like the different colorations. Kind of like the Scars. You know, the Scar 17, the Scar 16. I talked about that in those reviews, and so did TD, Tactical Doodle, my son. We like it. We like the funky mismatch of colors. It's really cool. And they purposely did it on all these Stag Arms Spectrums, which stands for, stupidly I might add, it is dumb. It's dumb. It stands for Special Tactical Rifle Makeup. Okay. Okay, that's dumb, but we'll go with it. But these come in different colors. You're looking at the FDE, sometimes called the Colonel Mustard variation or 50 grades of FDE. Both of them are funny names and I sign off on them. Well done. Also comes in a gray variation, an olive drab variation, and both of those guns also will have multiple shadings of the same color. Okay, are you stoked about it now? You in the back row. Yeah, I kind of like that gun. I know you do. I know you do. Now get this. This is not an inexpensive gun. This is going to be a higher end AR-15. It's going to cost, as you saw on the stock here, at Gunnies, a great store, by the way, that features very low prices. I'm not just saying that. It is true. I was a customer long before I featured them here in TMP. About $13.30, all subject to change. Well, that's not inexpensive. But here's what I've said, and I said it in the intro too. If you go out and roll your own AR-15 and you want to make it lightweight like this one, and dude, this is a lightweight AR-15. This is like 6 pounds out of the box, no mag, no optic. That is for Stag Arms. They are getting the trends of the market in a lot of ways. Weight is the first one. Guys like lightweight AR-15s, not necessarily because they're going to be backpacking and doing a tactical operation like Red Skies, mostly for second cool. Do you know what I mean? Here's what I mean. So their buddy comes over and they look at the AR-15, and let's say the guy went with a super lightweight optic. I don't know if this is super lightweight, but this is an awesome one. Primary Arms GLX is a 2x prism one. Very, very recommended in the project. I'll put a link below taking you to Pro2A Optics Planet. Please use it. But let's say he goes with this optic on the Stag Arms Prism. His buddy comes over, he huffs it, and he notes how lightweight it is. Do you think that buddy of his is going to be impressed? Let me tell you the answer is yes, because he's probably into ARs as well, tactical carbines, and he's impressed by lightweight. I think most of us are. Now, this is irrespective of what I've been preaching for here in the project for years and years and years, SAWC, size and weight constraints. The lightweight thing in the AR world has got a life of its own, and it's kind of how guys are measuring off with each other in their AR-15 builds. Well, mine's 4 pounds and 7 ounces. I'm like, okay, that is impressive. Maybe a little bit too light, but the fact remains a lightweight AR-15 in and of itself carries a second cool panache to it. That's my point. Back to the color. The color does as well. And it saves you time. And another point I was going to make, perhaps money. Here's what I mean. Guys are always telling me in the comments when I post an AR-15 that's expensive, kind of like the 2A Belios Light, which I purchased, which is amazing, a great competitor against this one. This 2A Armament Belios Light series, fantastic. Accurate, lightweight, uber, top quality components, gotcha. When I posted that review, guys are like saying, well, overpriced, I can make a gun just as good as that one, looks just as good for cheaper. And I'm not going to say you can't. I think you can, but you have to be very lucky and have some really smart purchasing of those components. I know of what I speak because I've built some high-end ARs, and I'll tell you what, the costs climb very quickly, reference the barrel cost alone. Okay, I think you guys get that. And it saves me time, so I don't have to do a coating on this. And what's popular right now is what you're seeing with the Stag Arms Prism is not a monochromatic presentation, but a mismatch of colorations. That's popular. On we go to features. POU is standard other than the second cool stuff of what I've been talking about, right? Kind of a bragging gun. And trust me, this is a bragging gun. You break this out to your buddy, they will be impressed. I can guarantee it. They will be impressed. POU other than that is standard AR-15. On we go to features. And Stag has elected to go with B5 for the buttstock and the pistol grip on these Spectrum guns. What do you think, Nut and Fancy? Smart, dumb, or neutral? I would say smart, considering what the gun is, what it's trying to do, how it's trying to stand out and be different. Magpul is excellent. We all know this. We have guns with Magpul components on it. But you know what? A lot of guys are also sick of Magpul. I know it's crazy, but they are. They want to see something different and still delivering that level of first cool. I think B5 gets it done. Now, you know me, I like MFTs as well. I put them on a lot of my ARs. They're super lightweight. Not as strong as this buttstock, but MFT stuff is excellent. But they also might be a little bit, I don't know, stale in the AR-15 market. I think I'm kind of immune to that, but I'm just talking about what guys want currently, all subject to change. So here's the buttstock B5 variety. I'll put some B5 links below taking you to Optics Planet. I just love their stuff. It's really good. Maybe not the lightest buttstock, but very comfortable. There's no beard catching going on here. Very sop moddy. LMT sop moddy. So that is a good rollover cheek piece there. We have a rubber butt pad here. We have a sling cup here if you want it. And it's kind of old school in how it works. As you can see, it's kind of like the old 6-position stock, of which that Rock River has one. We'll look at it again. And honestly, I don't mind those either. I've kind of circled back and gone to simple. So I don't need a fancy dancy stock. I like lightweight and functional. That's kind of where I'm at. But that's your buttstock. Military specification buffer tube, properly staked. That might make you happy on the castle nut. And again, that pistol grip is phenomenal. I love the angle. I love the laser stippling on it. We have a rubber accessory plug here as well. Kind of cool. So not the trap door that Magpul usually uses on their CTR, their Myad grips. This is a great grip though. I really love it. We have a trigger guard extension. I think that's from Magpul, but I'm not certain. And that will take us to the amazing triggers of the Spectrum series. And there are 2 triggers. So if you order the OD version or this one, the Colonel Mustard, you're going to get the AR Gold ATC trigger. You can see ATC on it. And let me tell you, boys and girls, oh my gosh, is it an awesome trigger. Sean, the TMPer, shot this gun with me and he fell in love with it. He's like, that is one of the best AR-15 triggers I've ever shot. And I was like, you got it. You're absolutely correct. The AR Gold triggers are amazing. I didn't even mind that it's a straight format trigger, which usually I'm down on, but it's capable of very fast, precise fire. If you come down here, you'll have even more leverage for even more rapid fire. Dang, what a great trigger choice. Well done. If you get the gray one, it's a little bit different. It's a Rise Armament RA535 trigger, also excellent from what I hear. I think I have shot that trigger, but I don't specifically remember. This is Cerakoted, the upper and lower, forged aluminum, not billet. Anchor Harvey aluminum is what that mark represents. Great job. I love they went with forged and not billet. Thank you very much for that. Again, we're basically looking at a 3G AR-15, aren't we, with just some modifications. Here's a look at the well, some funneling going on here. Yep, ambidextrous safety. A little interesting note here is that even though it has ambi safeties, this is set up for a right-handed shooter. It has a 90-degree throw on it, which I always prefer. I love that. Standard safety on this side, but this one's a little bit scalloped to not interfere with your pistol grip, I guess. That's the idea there, the scalloping there. And I think you can interchange them over if you wanted to. This is a really excellent charging handle. It's a Breach by Aero Precision. It does have some grooves in it for some gas busting effects, and I really love it. It's a fantastic charging handle. And honestly, there's so many good charging handles out there. I can't really recommend one over another. They're all pretty darn good. I do like the larger catches, like on this Breach. Very excellent. And I love the coloration on it as well. I think AP did that specifically for this gun. And if you get the OD version, it will have an OD anodization on it as well. Really cool. You'll see that throughout the gun, by the way. The mismatch of colors, they coordinated with all the suppliers to get this effect. It was not accidental. The bolt carrier group is standard, Stag Arms quality. It's an M16 auto format. This one is QPQ coated. MPI, M4 feed ramps inside, shot peened, chrome lined, of course, standard quality, really excellent. I have had no problems with the Stags through the years, and I think a lot of the guys who own Stags will tell you the same thing. Even those with really high round counts, like the competitors, really super excellent. The handguard is fantastic. The color is called Kodiak Brown. This is a 15-inch handguard on the Stag Arms Colonel Mustard Spectrum. Highly ventilated M-LOK slots here. I really love this color. It is such a cool color. And Daniel Defense has done this color actually, and they've done guns monochromatically that feature this Kodiak Brown, if that's what you want to call it. But man, does it look good. It's fantastic. Great handguard. Locks in pretty tightly. Has anti-rotation tabs and a wedge there, which supposedly prevent any problems. To be completely honest with you though, this particular handguard during testing did loosen. Yeah, really easy to fix. We just tighten it back up and feel, but I noticed a little bit of wiggle, and I was surprised because of all the other Stag Arms that I've shot. I've never had that problem. This particular Colonel Mustard had a little bit of an issue with it. And on we go to the barrel. Really, barrel quality is going to be indicated in my how did it shoot portion of the tabletop review. In this case, tabletop, not bunker. We'll see how that went. But this is a lightweight profile, ballistic advantage, 16-inch, mid-length gas system, 416R, bead blasted stainless steel barrel. It is very reminiscent to me of BCM stuff. Very clearly labeled. I love it when they do that. You can see the 1-to-8 twist, 416R stainless steel, and then you see 223 wild chambering on this barrel, which I do welcome. Very versatile. I have several guns with wild chambering and they shoot quite well. Love it. And then again, note the thin profile. That's one reason this gun is so very lightweight. I think it measures about 0.625 under the gas block, which incidentally has 2 set screws right there. So it's not roll pin to the barrel. And again, I don't mind that either. I've defended that for years and years. And that takes us to the muzzle brake of this Prism, coated in a wheat PVD coloration. Very, very cool. This is a rear end SPB. Oh, I'm sorry, Rearden. Rear end. I'm just messing around, dudes. Yeah, it's a Rearden SPB 1-port muzzle brake. If you go with the gray version, you have 2 ports. I will tell you it works, and it is loud. However, it is configured for a direct thread suppressor, as you can see, whether it's a Rearden or something else that would mate to that. I do not have a can that fits that exactly. I wish I had. I would have just screwed it on. But man, do I like the finish and the look of that. It just sets off the whole gun. Really topping off a great second cool effort for this gun. The whole gun just looks fantastic. I would have liked perhaps maybe we didn't have full Picatinny rail on the top. I rail about that all the time. Get it? Rail? Yeah. Oh, and yeah, this comes with a translucent steel-lipped Lancer magazine. I love Lancer mags. Each one will be color matched to your coloration of choice. There you go. There are the features, more or less, of the gun. Oh yeah, a forward assist, which is completely unnecessary. I wish they would have gotten rid of that, but that's just me. I don't think they're needed. And of course, covered by a lifetime warranty by Stag. Now, how did this sucker shoot? And keep in mind, I am a Stag 3G owner, so I have some comparative shooting already with this gun, albeit the barrel is much different. That is a heavy profile barrel. You can see it right there. 1-to-8 twist, chambered in 5.56. Go watch the update review on this gun. I'll show you all the paper, how it shot, and I will basically rave about this gun as well. But this overall build is much, much heavier than the Spectrums. It's really meant for heavy duty 3-gunning, this gun is. But I will say this gun right here, in accuracy, outshot the one in the background, the Spectrum. By how much, you ask? I don't have the paper in front of me. I will say probably by 1/2 inch at least. Yeah, so the Ballistic Advantage barrels have a really good reputation. I have some other guns with them. They shoot very well. Here's the paper on the Spectrum. And I wrote a note here, Rock River Arms shoots this into MOA, and that's true. 3rd outing, no better. I'm giving it a squiggly mark because I really was expecting better from the Spectrum. I'm not going to lie. For this level of price, I wanted it to shoot MOA. Kind of like this. This is almost MOA. This isn't. That almost is. That almost is not. Am I being too picky? I don't think so. Not for an expensive AR15. Stag Arms Spectrum. This was in September 2023. Trigger up arrow, 100%. We didn't note any jams at all. We shot plenty of steel through this, plenty of brass through this. It was 100% reliable, so thumbs up to that. Very smooth. Recoils smoothly. It's just a very high-end, smooth shooting AR-15. I do give a wiggly mark to accuracy, though. I don't know if that's fair. I'm being honest with you guys. That's a really good group right there. That is Range Dynamics 55 grain ball. Here's Wolf shooting into that group. That's pretty darn good. But 77 grain match? Come on. For a 1-in-8 barrel? Come on. IWI, Razor Core, I think that's what that was. All these groups are. That shoots into 1 MOA with a good AR. Not so great. It got a squiggly mark. Down arrow here. Norma, 55 grain. IWI again. 6 shots, range dynamics. So I will say the accuracy is good, perhaps to excellent levels. You might want to find the right ammo with that thinner barrel if you're really concerned with sub-MOA accuracy. I think it is capable of that, but I kind of ran out of patience trying to get it, to be honest. I ran out a little bit of patience there. I'm like, okay, 3rd outing, I'm done. And again, this thicker barreled Stag 3G later generation will outshoot it. Easily, I don't know if I'd say easily. It will outshoot it by 1/2 inch, I think is what I said. I will stick with that. Would I buy a Stag Arms Spectrum special tactical rifle makeup in any of the colors? The answer is yes, I would. It is a recommend. It's another winning rifle that is dripping with second cool. It does stand out from the field. Bog pod.
Nice. Very nice. That's cool.
What's your impression of that?
I like it. I like it. It's good.
Smooth, isn't it?
It is smooth, man. I tell you, it's nice. The recoil of this brake is good. How's the noise from the side? Not too bad?
High. But no surprise.
Yeah.
Most effective brakes are that way.
Yeah,
This one's set up for a can also.
Yeah.
It's gold tie-dye coated on the front. That looks really good. The coloration on that thing is insane.
This is cool. It's got this weird kind of swamp green color.
You like it though, don't you?
Yeah. It's
Mustard.
interesting. Yeah.
It's just a cool coloration.
That is cool.
So Gunnies had that in an OD variation.
Okay.
He goes, which one you want to check out? I was like, I like that one. It's
This
really
one's
fun.
It's a little different. It's
Yeah.
worth it. Yeah. No, this is a good. It's smooth. It's nice. It's got a good trigger in it actually. It shoots well.
The only thing I would say that I didn't like is it just wasn't printing under MOA.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
It wasn't
did you do the
as
accuracy
accurate.
testing already?
I did.
Okay.
Three different outings, and I wasn't
Yeah.
able to get really great accuracy out of it, which was really surprising because I have a Stag 3G and that thing is 1 MOA. So I don't know.
I don't know. We didn't laze this, but
You're about 175 yards.
I had a couple of misses that were on either side of the plate. It was like I was aiming pretty close to center plate when I was missing left a bit, so I moved over to the right side a little bit, missed off the right side of the plate. I was like, I don't know, but you know, it's
Looks
an AR.
great.
It's an AR.
It's a huge
good.
second cool AR for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's set up for competition.
Yeah, it's light.
Very light.
Yeah.
What do I got here? 6 pounds.
Yeah.
6 pounds.
Yeah.
Dude, that's incredible.
See, I've got a Rock River AR at home that has a thicker barrel, and that thing is heavy.
It's a tank.
It's 8+ pounds naked, so it's really heavy. This one is significantly lighter, so I'll take a little bit less accuracy for it.
Would you spend $1,500 on that?
No.
It's an expensive AR.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm off. 1330.
1330. I'd say my upper limit for this thing might be in the neighborhood of 11 to 12.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
Cool.
but it's cool, man. I mean, it's got a cool coloration. You got to give it some second cool factor on that.
It's nice. I love that handguard color. It just the whole coloration is very sick. And maybe I got to be honest. Maybe in future outings, different ammo, it would start printing.
Yeah.
But my take has always been a really high quality AR should be able to print most rounds.
Yes. MOA.
MOA are really close,
Yeah.
inch and a half to an inch.
Yeah.
And I shot a Rock River alongside that, and guess what it was doing?
Yeah.
MOA
Yeah.
or sub
Right.
alongside that, and that thing's an $800 AR.
You got to get your barrel right, man. I mean, that's the one thing.
Yeah.
You got to get your barrel right on these things, and, and
That's
if you
a
do that-
lightweight barrel,
Yeah.
which is okay.
Yeah.
But I've shot BCM lightweights, and those are accurate. They're pretty damn accurate.
Yeah. And isn't that the whole point of the AR15 over the AK platform?
Thank you.
They're
Well,
accurate, right?
ergonomics, optics. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
But accuracy, definitely.
Yeah. So, cool.
Now, they're not the only one to do colorized ARs. I get that. I understand that. You do too. There's a lot of them. I'm just saying in this certain presentation, it's cool. We like it. And I think you would too. Good job. And they're doing what the market wants. They want this type of coloration now. Guys like the mismatched colors, saving you time and money from having to do it on your own. Competitive options, long enough. I showed you that one. I do want to circle back to the Rock River to make one point. This is a rack grade AR. However, I was happy to see in the field testing and shooting of the Rock River Rage gun that the Rock River accuracy is intact. You saw that little note there, didn't you? This gun that is much less expensive than the Stag Arms Spectrum outshoots it in terms of accuracy. I'm not joking. This thing is laser beam accurate, and it's a rack grade. It has a couple upgrades. AR15, but mil-spec trigger, standard charging handle, 6-position stock, which by the way, I still kind of like. I mean, it adjusts the same way this one does, right? Mechanically, these two stocks are the same. What's wrong with this stock? It works perfect. A2 grip. It's a great gun. And it's just slightly upgraded with a little bit of coloration. It's going to be another high recommend with that. So my point in bringing that in front of the camera is, one, showing you that some companies are making colorizing attempts. Another reason is to indicate to you you don't have to spend a lot of money if you buy wisely off my reviews. You can find an extremely accurate AR-15 that costs a lot less than this. And we are done, boys and girls, in the project. Before I go, let me introduce this knife. This is a Tops Light Trekker. So very excellent. Here's the sheath. Oh my gosh, what a great knife, made in the good old US of A. As you can see, it tested very, very well. I might do a TMP special edition. Let me know if you want that. 9.4 ounces, 9.4 ounces with the fire steel, 5.2 ounces only for the knife, full flat ground, 1095 steel, comes in some wicked colors. That is the Tops Light Trekker. In the background, a very cool high-value Seiko-powered automatic watch, the Invicta Grand Diver, in that beautiful yellow. Oh my gosh, what a deal this is. And the watch I'm wearing today, you may have never seen before here on Tabletop, is called a Strumento Marino. Strumento Marino, Italian designed, made in China, no doubt, quartz powered. That's kind of sad. I don't like that. It's powered by a 626 battery, which really sucks because they only last about a year and then you got to break it open and replace them. But everything else about the watch is really excellent. This is an NHM version, of course. It looks even better. Wearing a simple gray NATO strap, making me happy today. Really hard to find, by the way. I did not review this. I don't think I ever will. It's out of production as far as I know. You cannot find these Strumento Marino dive watches. And I think we're done, boys and girls. Boys and girls, did I talk about this? I don't think I did. Real quick, the Stretch 2 XL, sent to me by Soli 509. Oh my gosh, what a great knife that is. Great knife. I just wish they hadn't used VG10. This should be an S30 blade. It would be a perfect knife, but the size is great. The grind is great. Standard Spyderco clip, which doesn't carry super deep, but it's strong and durable. Comes out quickly. I got it set up for quick deployment with zip ties. Watch for my review. Donor Soli 509 sent me this. Thank you very much. And then we have the old school VG10 Spyderco Delica with the old style clip, which is still pretty excellent. I love this knife. Also in VG10. Reviewed in 2008. This exact knife still in the project. And I think we're done. Let's take that off the table, put that on the table, and I'll see you next video. Consider being a donor. Thank you very much if you are. You paid for the gas, the ammunition, the food to make all the testing and review of this rifle possible. Let's do it again. It's kind of fun, nothing fancy.